Seattle News Weekly from Fox 13.
Hello and welcome to the Seattle News Weekly podcast. I'm your host, David Rose. It's great to be here with you today, and it's especially great to have the guests who have joined me. We have Melvin Swaggerty and Martin Witherspoon. Melvin and Martin are brothers. Now, they are here today to talk about one of the most horrific crimes that I think I've covered in a lot of years. Horrific, sad, outrageous, but also there's a message in it, I think, for everyone. And so today, we're going to discuss that. So we're going to go back to October 19th. Melvin is a DoorDash driver. He's driving along. He sees a family on the side of the road. There are a mom and a dad, and there are 7 children. It's nighttime. It's cold out. Melvin, being the good guy he is, decides to stop and give them a ride. And that's where things turned bad. It wasn't long before Melvin was stabbed multiple times in his head, his back, his neck, pushed out of his own car, bleeding, almost about to be dead. A good Samaritan comes along, rushes him to Harborview. Doctors there saved his life, and he's here with us today to talk about exactly what happened that night. And we have some details that we haven't shared before about what led up to the incident that day, what this couple was up to before this happened, because both of them are in jail, and they are charged with attempted murder. The suspects in custody right now, both of them will be in the Clallam County jail, hopefully by the time this podcast makes air. So we'll talk more about the suspects in just a minute. But first, Melvin, thanks for being here. How are you doing? How's the recovery going?
Sorry. Recovery is doing really good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I imagine all the details when I share them like that, it brings it all right back about how lucky you are to be here and how grateful you are to be here.
Yes, I got to thank the hospital for doing everything they did for me. Mainly the Good Samaritan that was there that night to help me and whatnot. But, yeah, I'm glad they caught those guys. And I'm glad the kids are back with the foster parents again and everything else. So
yeah. So Nicholas Well and Rosario Lopez Castro are the suspects, again,
yes.
Both in jail right now. But let's go back to October 19th. You're a DoorDash driver.
Yes.
And you help families all over the area get food, get whatever they need to be delivered. So it's about 7 o'clock that night, and you get an order. Tell us what happened after you got that order.
Okay, so I pick up the order from Walgreens in Port Angeles. Let alone didn't know where it was going until I looked at the address and it was going to Sequim. I'm driving down Highway 101 and I see the adults and the 7 children. I wasn't worried about the adults, I was more worried about the children. So I went down a little bit and thinking to myself, wait a minute, nah, what if it was my grandkids or my daughter on the side of the road like that? I am a father and also grandfather as well too. So I turned around, went down the road a little bit, going back towards like I was going to Port Angeles, and turned back around, kind of slowed down a little bit. I don't want to miss them. I pulled off to the side of the road, and I got out of my truck and asked them if it was everything okay. They told me no, that their rig got stolen. And I go, okay, well, did you call the cops? And they said, yeah. And I said, well, where are you guys going? And they told me to Sequim. So I said, okay, jump in, and I'm heading that way anyways. So then the gentleman turned around and changed his mind, wanted to be dropped off at a friend's house on Carlsborg Road there. And I said, okay, no problem. So I got into the left turn lane. Just as I was turning left, I heard the lady in the back seat going, now, now, now. And I got probably about 10, 15 feet away from the fire department there, and that's when the guy started stabbing me. Let alone, I don't remember, I know he stabbed me in my neck, got me in my chest.
As you continue the story, I'm going to show people at home exactly what happened to you. Look at this. That's the injuries.
Yes.
To your head, and we're not even seeing your back and your chest there. How many stitches?
A total of 47 staples I had, not just in my neck, but I had some staples in my chest too.
Yeah. So he pushes you out of the car?
As far as I can remember, I don't remember how I got myself unbuckled or if I got pushed out of the car or if I threw myself out of the car. I don't remember none of that.
Wow. So you rush to Harborview.
Yes.
And they rush you into surgery. And here's what it looks like after you come out of surgery, and then a few weeks later after you're able to get some of the stitches out. Did they think you might not make it?
I'm pretty sure. Down as he was stabbing me, he piped up and said, "Why don't you die?"
Yeah.
And that's
So
what
that's what Nicholas said to you.
Yes.
And did the doctors think he almost achieved that goal?
Well, I was in surgery for 6 hours, and I was informed after I woke up from the anesthesia and all that, I was informed that I did die on the operating table.
Wow.
But they were able to bring me back to life.
Wow. So you must be here for some reason. You were saved for some reason.
For some reason, I guess so, yeah. I guess the good man upstairs said, "Hey, you got more to do."
Yeah. Maybe it was also, maybe you saved those kids. Those kids are no longer in the custody of those parents.
Yes.
All seven of them are in foster care. And we're talking about 4 months old to 9 years old.
Yep.
All the kids of this family. We're grateful that you're still here. Would you ever stop and help somebody on the side of the road again?
No. Never. Unless if it's somebody that I know, that I can trust. Like there's my brother Martin, or my daughter Christina and her kids, or friends that I know really well.
Yeah.
Those are the only ones I'd pick up.
Isn't that sad that we have to be so careful nowadays?
Yep.
You just never know who you're gonna come across. I want to tell you a little bit about what led up to the incident that day. So at 9:09 a.m., police contacted the couple. They were in the yard of Rosario's mother's home, I believe, and she was paranoid that somebody was in the house. So they contacted them. Nothing there. They moved on. This is all in the same day. At 2:16 p.m., they're in the Safeway parking lot. Deputies arrest him for reckless driving. The mom and the kids get picked up by somebody else. And then he's released that same day. Even though I believe DHS was called or CPS was called about the kids, but nobody's, at this point, she's able to go get him from the jail, and they get out and they're reconnected. At 7:34 p.m. on Highway 101, where you saw the family, another person, I think a firefighter, had called 911 and said that they need a welfare check because these kids are all over the road. A deputy goes out and contacts them, and they say, "We don't need any help. We're good. We got somebody coming to see us. We don't need anything. We're good." So not much the deputy can do at that point. So he continues on. And then at 8:10 p.m., you come along and they tell you that their car was stolen. That's not true. Their car had broken down. So they told you that, yeah.
Yeah, I found that out later on.
Yeah, so they told you a lie from the very beginning. Now, it's interesting, when they went and interviewed Rosario, she laid out a whole scenario where she thought people were after her husband, and her kids, and were going to kill the whole family. And I'm quoting here from the court documents. Lopez expressed paranoia regarding a group of people that were out to kill her family because her husband knows the location of a secret biker dope recipe. This started when her husband had an affair at the end of 2024 with a woman named Nicole, and he shared with the other woman his knowledge of this secret recipe. She spoke about people dressed in black around her apartment complex, following them through town, and that she was secretly drugged by this group. She said several people she knew were part of the group and were out to hurt their family. And so when detectives continued to press her for details on this group, and then also talked to Nicholas, he also said that they thought that there were people waiting for them in the parking lot when he got out of the jail, that they were pinning them in, that they had been kidnapped at one point. Their stories just get wilder and wilder this whole time. And what's interesting, though, is that when the deputies in Kitsap County found your car, about, 7 hours later. It was at 4 o'clock the next morning, so maybe 8 hours later. The two of them were passed out in the front seat, passed out cold, like hard to wake them up, like you would think if somebody was on fentanyl or something. They've each had a kid in their lap, and then the other kids are in the back. They have no shoes on. They have soiled diapers. It's freezing. The windows are all fogged up. They have a very difficult time waking these two up. Yet they found no drugs in the car, which is really surprising. What they did find was a lot of your blood. Mm-hmm. A lot of your blood. Driving down the road, you would have had no idea that what this family had been up to the entire time before that. Did they give off any red flags, any warnings when you picked them up?
No, they did not.
Isn't that strange?
Everything was fine. I tried to bring up a polite conversation with them both, and I'm just paying attention to my driving, but I can see out of my right side vision that he would turn and look at her and say something to her, but I couldn't hear what she was saying or he was saying.
So, do you want that car back?
No.
Why not?
I don't want to see it. I don't want to be around it, or I don't want it back. One of the main reasons why is because it's considered biohazard right now. It's got all my blood in it, from the windshield all the way back from what the detective had told me.
Plus, how do you sit in a car where you almost were
That too.
murdered?
That too.
Yeah. Well, I want to talk about today and how you're doing. You're going to have a trial coming up, but you've had a lot of support. When I heard about your case, my grandfather's named Melvin, and I immediately felt a bond with you, and I saw your GoFundMe was only at about $6,000. Your brother, Martin, was so kind to work with Beth, our producer, and to give us some photos, because we really wanted to know how you were doing. We weren't focused on the suspects at all. We want to know how you were doing. I put that photo with a story on Facebook, and the next thing I looked up, your GoFundMe had really gone up quite a bit. But I thought we could do more. And then we got the pictures that we showed there as you got the staples out. And people just connected with what you went through, and we're so grateful that you had stopped to help and put your own life in jeopardy, and they donated. I checked last time, the fund as of right now is about $82,000. You still have a lot of medical expenses.
Yes, a lot.
To pay, and that money's going to help. But I know people can still donate and may want to donate after they see what you've been through, because you're going to need a new car. Mm-hmm. And are you going back to work as a DoorDash driver?
Probably maybe once every other day until I can get back in the swing of things.
Yeah, yeah. And
I will say this, and I've told everybody that I know. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this or not, but I am going to get certified to carry a concealed weapon with me at all times.
You're absolutely allowed to say that. And
okay.
I've seen a lot of people comment that they had wished you were armed. Do you think it would have made a difference, though? Because it came out of nowhere, this attack, right?
It probably would have. I'd be defending myself, even though, yes, I got my neck slashed. But I was still coherent enough to where I was able to move around. So more than likely, yes, I probably would have been able to reach for my weapon and just shoot him.
Yeah. Well, I think everybody following your story, people like me, we agree with you that that's a good safety measure you should take to get properly certified, properly trained, and to protect yourself. It's just the world we live in. Your brother has been so great because he's stepped up, he's helped us, and we would not have been able to tell your story without him. So what's this been like for you to see your brother go through this, and how much closer has it drawn the two of you together?
To see it happen has just been, it's been a nightmare. It's been a nightmare just so close to home that it hurts in the depth of my soul. Like, I can't even fathom this happened to my brother, the kindest person I've ever met in my life. And at the same time, a blessing, because we were talking a lot all the time. And then I do Uber and Lyft rideshare. And when I started doing that, we stopped talking because we're both out working. So we stopped talking. But since this event, there's not a day that hasn't gone by that we haven't called each other to check in. Not on this, but just, hey, how are you doing today? Yeah. You know, not a how are you recovering, but how are you doing? So I think it's brought us closer.
You know, let's talk about what you've been through just today. You started this morning in Skagit County.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Take me through the rest of the day to get here.
Skagit County, let's see, 4 a.m., wake up, have 2 cups of coffee, shower, jump in my Jeep, drive to the Coopville Ferry to Port Townsend, be at his place at 8 to pick him up to get the Bainbridge, to catch the Bainbridge ferry over to downtown Seattle to drive to the studio. And then from here, we're going to go to Harborview for his first physical therapy appointment, which could be, it's the first of possible many. You know, something he hasn't said is there's possible plastic surgery coming down the road for him, depending on how these scars heal. And I'm going to be there through the whole thing for him.
But you also have a surprise for him.
I do. We do. His daughter, I, and my significant other have, thank you to everybody who has contributed to his GoFundMe. We've been able to purchase him a brand new 2025 SUV.
Wow.
So,
who are you getting it from?
Dwayne Lanes in Skagit County.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't say the dealer, the actual dealer, because he doesn't even know that he doesn't know.
Okay.
But I will definitely send you photos.
Okay.
And
yeah.
everything. I want to give a big shout out to them up there who helped make this happen.
Yeah.
There's more people than Melvin you even know that are out here that's heard about this story, and just our insurance agent was like, "Wow, that's your brother." I'm like, "Yeah." He's a hero. You know, everybody that I've talked to that's heard about it, it's just,
yeah,
they're just so wowed about this whole event.
Yeah. What do you think about that new vehicle you're going to get to see in a matter of hours?
I'm excited. I can't wait.
Yeah. It's going to be, it's just to have some independence back too.
Yeah, and everybody over in Port Angeles where I live at is excited for me. My coaches are excited for me. A lot of my Thursday night bowlers are excited.
Let me explain that. So your coach is Special Olympics. You're a Special Olympics athlete.
Yes.
And bowling, you're not just an athlete. You're a champion gold medal winner bowler.
Last year, yes.
Yeah, but you couldn't do it this year, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fortunately, we had to forfeit because of this incident.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, but you're going to have to make a big comeback, though. How's your movement? Any permanent damage that you can't move your arm?
no.
Okay.
I'm able to move my arm with no problem. I'm able to move it up and down and above my head and everything else and all that. So, we'll just have to wait and see what my physical therapist says today. Yeah. You know, kind of really want to get back to the things I love doing, and that's one of them is back to my bowling league.
Yeah. And that'll help you recover as well, both emotionally and physically.
Yeah, and I've got a lot of support from my bowling alley. A lot of my league members that I bowl with on Thursday nights, I've got a lot of support from them.
You know, you're going to need it with a trial coming up.
Oh, yes.
Let's talk about this. They're charged with attempted murder and a bunch of other crimes. They're probably going to either drop or move the Kitsap County charges, go to Clallam County, the more serious charges. And so do you want to take this to trial? And what would you like to see happen?
Yes, I would like to take it to trial, and what I'd like to see happen, justice to be served where it needs to be served.
Yeah.
I'm going to put him away for a while.
Isn't it interesting the guy has no criminal history? How do you go from 0 to almost killing you?
0 to 100.
Either that or he just, was under the radar somehow. It doesn't make any sense, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. There's no way you could have predicted, what you're dealing with there. And I don't know if we heard the story she told about the meth recipe or whatever it was, but, usually somebody that, if they do have an addiction, they turn up somewhere in the justice system. I scoured everything I could find. I couldn't find anything on this guy. So it's just kind of shocking that the first time he's really coming across law enforcement's radar, at least that we can see, is an attempted murder and a carjacking of a stranger.
Yeah. Especially with somebody that's trying to be nice and help them out.
Yeah, to help their kids out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's more than that. It's like they set you up almost. I mean, maybe it was an opportunity for them, but they didn't have to do that. You were giving them a ride.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you don't come across as some guy that's part of some secret biker gang or some, group of, black-clad people, stalking them. I mean, that's what they're saying, basically, that but they didn't call 911. They didn't call the police and ask for help on all this. Do you think it would have happened to anybody, or was it just your bad luck?
Honestly, I think it would have probably the same thing probably would have happened to them as well, too, more than likely. That's just my guess.
Yeah.
I was told by someone that I know, I'm not going to mention no names, but it's a good friend of mine that I know really well, that their friend was almost ready to do the same thing, stop and pick them up, just before I did.
Mm-hmm.
But that's when they called 911 and whatnot. And like you said, that's when the sheriff came out and asked them if they needed any assistance or anything like that. And that's when I came along.
Yeah. Well, ultimately, you might have saved those kids from a horrible future. As terrible as what it was that you went through. What do you think about that? Has that crossed your mind?
Quite a few times. I got a lot of greeting cards not greeting cards, but a lot of get well cards from everybody from all over the state.
That's right. We put out your P.O. box.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And, but yeah, I'm being called a hero because of the kids. The foster parents had sent a message to, I think it was my daughter, I believe it was, telling her to tell me thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know who the foster parents are, but all I know is I'm glad the kids are safe.
Yeah. And it's traumatic that the older ones will have to remember this and
Yes.
saw what went on.
Yeah, they're going to be scarred also too, because of the older ones seeing what had happened and what had took place.
Yeah. Are you disappointed that the state hadn't stepped in sooner on this family, or that he wasn't kept in jail after his arrest that day for reckless driving?
Yes, I am very disappointed. I'm going to do some research after this is all said and done. I'm going to do some research, see if there's a possible lawsuit against Clallam County or against CPS themselves or both. But I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to wait until after this whole thing is over with first before I do any research.
Yeah, because there's a lot of things we still don't know. What we do know is that this was an unprovoked attack, and that they have thrown the book at them as far as charges, and they shouldn't be seeing the light of day anytime soon. We're going to certainly follow the court part of it, but I think most people just want to hear from you and see how you're doing. You still got some scarring and some physical therapy to do, but pain-free right now, at least?
Yes, pain-free. I was sent home with Oxys, I believe it was. And I continued taking those for a little bit. But then probably about a week. I took them for about maybe a week or so. And then I stopped taking them, and I just started taking, Tylenol or ibuprofen.
Yeah, good for you. Good for you.
So I got a bottle of Oxy still, but I'm going to take them to the nearest pharmacy I can, have them dispose them the right way.
That's great. That's great. You guys still have a long road to go, and I know it's him having his car is going to help him be able to get some of his appointments and that kind of stuff for you.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
Has it brought the rest of the family together a little more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
definitely.
Yeah. Well, I know your daughter, I mean, what she wrote on the GoFundMe, it just touched everybody's hearts.
They did. I read it.
yeah.
I saw it. And like I've said before, you know, I've got a long road to recovery yet.
Yeah.
Still.
You know, I want to say something. You know, everyone knows Melvin does Special Olympics, right? Melvin's a wonderful man. Like, I couldn't have asked for a better big brother. What you see here is your average 60-year-old male who's just victimized by younger people that he was just trying to help. And the scars out here that we see aren't the real scars. They're not the real scars. The scars that he's going to have to deal with the rest of his life are the ones he's going to fight in the middle of the night that wake him up in his sleep when he's driving alone at night and sees something similar to that event. You know, and those are the, unfortunately, those are the scars he's going to live with the rest of his life because of two people who saw a vulnerable, kind person. And it sucks that this is the world that we live in. It really does. But they destroyed, well, not destroyed, they almost destroyed a kind heart. They almost did, you know. I hope that justice actually prevails, and they get whatever the law can give. Mm-hmm. You know, I understand how the justice system works. Mm-hmm. I hope that they get what they have coming, and Melvin gets what he deserves.
Yeah,
you know. And, you know,
he deserves a trial and not a plea bargain. Not a plea bargain.
Not a plea bargain.
Right.
He deserves to have his day in court to face them two people who just did what they did for no reason, you know. And to go from 0 to 100 like that is scary. It makes me wonder, like, okay, is this dude a serial killer? Like, really? This some sociopath behavior. Yeah, definitely a trial, no plea bargains.
Yeah.
And Clallam County, it's a good county to have a trial in.
Yeah.
It's not King County.
It's a law and order county.
Yeah, it's not King County.
Yeah.
I grew up over there.
Yeah.
It's definitely a good county to hold a trial in.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Yeah, Port Angeles is my hometown.
Yeah.
I was born and raised in Port Angeles.
Well, you're probably a little mini celebrity now in Port Angeles, or you will be pretty soon.
No, he is.
Yeah.
Because he went last week to a function with my mother, and I got on Facebook the next day, and there was someone from over there who posted a picture. I ran into a local hero on Facebook, and it was a picture of him with some random guy.
I know it's embarrassing, but it's true. We are so grateful to you for having the kind of kind heart, for doing what a lot of us would do, mm-hmm. and now we're all going to think twice before we stop and help somebody, no matter what the situation. We're going to call 911 instead. We can stay down the road and watch to make sure the deputies came if we're that concerned. But this day and age, what happened to you is an example of just the lawlessness that goes on sometimes that we see. Yep. I'm glad you're doing well. Thank you for speaking with us today. I'm going to give you the last word here. Do you want to say anything to all the people who donated, who've sent you cards? And are you going to be okay?
Yes, I will be okay. Just want to say thank you to everybody out there.
Yeah. Every time I ask you something, you get choked up. I can see you're fighting it back. I know. I get it. We know, we can see what a great person you are, and we're so glad that you survived and that you're here. And we look forward to sharing your journey with you going forward. I want to see pictures of the new car. I want to see. I want to see how you're doing.
Don't worry. Like I said, I just want to say thank you to everybody out there in the whole entire state for your support and all the get well cards.
Yeah, you got it. You got it, buddy. You got it. All right, I'm going to tell this to the people. Don't forget, new episodes of the Seattle News Weekly podcast come out every Thursday. You can watch them on the Fox local app, fox13seattle.com, or on the Fox 13 Seattle YouTube channel. You can also listen anywhere you get your podcasts. I imagine a lot of people will be listening to this one. Thank you both for coming in. We appreciate you.
Thank you,
David.
And we'll see you all next week.
Seattle News Weekly is available wherever you get your podcast.